Jay Perry, Point of Perspective. Joey Corona.
Boom! Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know. Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know. Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know. Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know.
Get it off your chest, this is what you need. The truth is told by my man Jay Perry. All content from politics to relationships. Turn the volume up a lot, not a little bit. This is where you go to get the realness. This is how we do it, can you feel this? Point of perspective, this that real shit. Sit back, relax, pay attention to the substance.
Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know. Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know. Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know. Here we go, Jay, gotta let him know.
Welcome back, Point of Perspective podcast. Real special episode today. No secret that near and dear to me, the fitness game, fitness lifestyle, bodybuilding, all the above. Got a real solid guy in the studio today, and I feel it's gonna be so special for people who are workout enthusiasts, with a goal in mind to hear this brother's story and try to take something from this. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. In the studio we have today,
Mr. Darian, Beast Mode, Bailey. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Yes, man. Listen, I saw this brother a couple of years ago in the gym, and I was like, man, I said, this guy is put together like a straight up action figure, a straight up action figure. And anybody who knows him, they will agree with me. They won't be any argument there. As this interview rolls on, we're going to try and dive into the psyche, because he is in the midst of prepping for battle as we speak, for competition mode. So, man, just real quick for the people.
Yes, sir.
Give them a brief overview of what you do, what you're prepping to do, and your occupation.
I am a personal trainer right now at Crunch Fitness in Bell Hall, Mount Pleasant. I've been training for 16, 17 years now.
Wow.
Just started off in college.
Yeah.
I was small. I was real small.
You was small at one time?
I was real small. Like, I look like I ate the old me to get to me right now. I was about 155 pounds, soaking wet. I was little when I got to college, 18 years old, 19 years old.
Yeah.
And I just got tired of talking to girls, and they would just be like, oh, you're so cute.
Right.
Nah, I'm a man.
Non-threatening.
Right.
Platonic.
Exactly. Immediately friend zone.
Right. Exactly.
So I just started hitting the gym and reading as much as I possibly could and soaking up as much information as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And I remember my first year, I was sitting in my dorm room, and one of my buddies came by the room, and he was like, "Man, you're getting kind of big." And I looked down, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting a little big."
Right.
And I was hooked from that point on.
Definitely.
So I've been lifting ever since. 2006, 2007 was probably when I started lifting.
Yeah.
And got into bodybuilding 2013 because I felt like I had done everything. Yeah. I achieved the physique that I wanted to achieve, but I knew I wanted to do more. I just didn't know how to bridge that gap.
Right.
And so my buddy said, you should do a bodybuilding show. And I did my first one and lost to a teammate because I didn't take it as seriously as I should have.
Yeah.
And at that point when I lost, I said, all right, well, let me see what I can do if I actually was on my stuff and I was 100% on everything.
Right.
And once I did that and I saw my body really start changing, I'm like, oh, I can get there.
Yeah.
I can do those things that I see those guys in magazines and on Instagram. I can do that stuff.
Right,
just let me be on point.
Right.
And so year in, year out, I've been competing, and it took me about 6 years to get my pro card in the WNBF, which is a natural organization. Mm-hmm. And I've just been hooked on it. The ebb and flow of putting on size and then cutting down for a show is a really good way to break through plateaus if you have trouble putting on size.
Yeah.
And you're a naturally small guy like I am. That ebb and flow of just restricting your body calories and then feeding it calories after a show will help break you through those plateaus and start putting on some more size.
Definitely. Now, the name of the show you're getting for right now is what?
Is the Upstate Classic from Dutch Strength Promotions. It is in Spartanburg, and it is October 17th. Should be a fantastic show, especially since a lot of the shows have been canceled because of the pandemic that had gone on. Yeah. Those who really wanted to compete have just kind of been saving up to get to some shows in the fall. So most of the shows that are going on now, they're bigger than they usually are.
Yeah.
Competition's a little more fierce, so I'm excited to go in there and destroy everybody's dreams. So.
Man, listen. Well, you know, and it's the thing, you know, when you get to these shows, you can't control who's going to show up.
Exactly.
All you can control is what you're bringing.
Exactly.
You know, have you dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's?
And that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Is just say I brought a package better than where I was last time. Because, like you said, you don't know who's going to show up.
Right, exactly.
You could have, you know, Mr. Olympia lookalike show up, and you were in prep for 2.5 years, like I was, and did everything you possibly could. But you just can't beat that.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, we're going to come back to the competition aspect of this.
Mm-hmm.
Really want to go into what got you into the business side of the fitness lifestyle, you know, bodybuilding, personal training. Like what made you say, you know what, it's time for me to give back to the people trying to, you know, improve their, you know, their health and all of these things.
Before I even monetized it, back when I started first working out and people started seeing me change, I had people coming up to me and be like, hey, you know, I see you're working out all the time and you look like you really know what you're doing. Can you help me? I'm like, yeah, sure. You can come work out with me. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm more than happy to show you what I'm doing, and hopefully it can help you.
Right.
And I never forget this. There's this young lady. She was overweight, and we worked out together for about a year. I think my sophomore year in college, and we worked out the entire sophomore year. By the end of the year, she went away. She went back home for the summer. She came back in the fall of our junior year, the beginning of our junior year. And I didn't even recognize her, just night and day difference.
Really?
And she came up to me and she's like, I just want to thank you because all those workouts that we did, I know I didn't change that much while we were together, but it just really drove home that I could do this. Like I could be better and I could be healthier.
Yeah.
And this whole summer I've just been on my healthy kick, and you know, now I dropped all this weight and I look like this.
Right.
And that was kind of a aha moment for me because I've always been a helper. I've always had that kind of superhero complex where I just wanted to just make sure people were okay, make sure they're good.
Right.
And from that moment on, I just wanted to help more people. So even coming out of college, I didn't immediately go to the gym. I was still working out at a gym, but I didn't work for one. And by the time I started doing that, I didn't like the gym that I was working for. I didn't have a voice.
Yeah.
So all these things that I wanted to do to help people, I couldn't do because there was too much red tape involved.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to get picked up by a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful trainer and owner of the studio called Iron Will Fitness. And her name was Carmen. And she showed me so much about the fitness industry and how to train and how to become a better businessman through fitness and really grow my client base and be smart about it.
Yeah.
And just how to move through the channels and just become better.
Yeah.
And I thank her for that because without her, I would not be where I am right now. She's just like probably the biggest influence in what made me today.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got into it, and I've just been doing that ever since. And I kind of felt like I had done all I could do in Connecticut, which is where I'm from. So I decided to move back down south and see if I could make the same things happen down here that I did up in Connecticut.
I got you. It's just to go back to what you said, the person who showed you the ropes. You know, I think every whether you know you're a bodybuilder or fitness, I'll just say fitness competitor.
Yeah.
Period. We all have that one person.
Yeah.
That saw the potential, and then just.
It's necessary.
It's just like putting like gas on the fire.
Yeah.
And then boom.
It's necessary.
Yeah. So I mean, like I don't think I haven't met one person, in this world lifestyle that doesn't have like that mentor.
Yeah.
Because and really, my personal opinion, if you think you know everything, and you turn down that type of help,
yep,
you're pretty much doomed to fail.
Exactly.
Like I can't tell you how many people I've met. I used to be a personal trainer that I've met, and just real quick, this one story. I was running this gym in North Charleston called World Fitness, and we had a supplement shop in there. This is the early 2000s, and I had this guy. I can't remember his name. If I could, I would actually say his name. I can't remember his name. And so he's asking me nutrition tips. Hey man, how do you get bigger? This and that. And so I introduced him to whey protein. And I said, hey, man, you know, so got this whey protein. I think it was like $35, two pound tub. And so he's like, man, $35. So I'm like, yeah, you know, you need to eat a gram per pound in your body. You know, and actually, you know, maybe 1.5 if you're a hard gainer. You need these carbs and this and that. So he's like, man, he said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just eat all the protein I need. So I said, haven't you already been trying that and it's not been working for you?
Don't you love that? People ask you for your advice and they say, nah, that's not how you do it.
I was just like, I said, okay. And I watched this guy spin his tires for a whole year in the gym and not get any results. But everybody who actually would get the protein either saw increase in strength, increase in muscle size, you know, something. And
funny how that works, right?
Yeah, it was so crazy. He would walk past my office. And I was like, you ready to get that protein yet? He said, nah, man, I'm almost there. I was just like, okay. I mean, do your thing. Do your thing. So real quick, did you play any sports back in high school, college, anything like that?
I played basketball I played travel basketball in middle school, played in high school, ran track in high school. I was high jump, long jump, triple jump, 4x1.
Wow. There's a lot of fast twitch muscle going on.
Yeah, because I didn't like running. I don't enjoy it without a purpose. Like basketball, there's a purpose. You're
right.
chasing after something or somebody's chasing you.
Right.
So there's a purpose there.
Right.
In track, you're just running. And unless it's a very short distance, like that 100 meter, I'm good. I can run for 100 meters. But the 4, which is what they wanted me to run, I was like, nah, I'm not. I tried to play soccer a little bit, but again, running for no reason because the ball is all the way on the other side of the field, and you still got to run for no reason.
Right.
Wanted to play football, but my older brother, he messed up his knee playing football, so my mother wouldn't sign permission for him. So
I got you.
That was out for me.
I got you.
Started to play ball in college, and I just decided I had a really bad experience in high school with coaching staff and picking favorites, and a lot of politics involved.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to play collegiately, but you know, the hood still plays on the streets, so I was playing a lot of pickup games and stuff like that, and I was nice because again, back then I was much smaller. I was only about 165, 70 by the time I started playing ball seriously in college.
Right.
And could jump out the gym, was very athletic, and then I started lifting, and the hops came down a little bit because I got heavier. So I started playing ball a little less, and then I injured myself. I actually hyperextended my knee playing ball one summer, and I didn't play ball for years after that. Yeah. Just started picking up a little bit probably in the last year or so, but now my sport has changed. So it's not purposeful for me to continue playing basketball because I'm trying to focus on this one goal instead of trying to be a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Right. So let me ask you this. So with that particular background in sports, did any of that help you transition into bodybuilding?
No. I mean, it probably did a little bit, but I didn't have the same type of guidance in those sports that I did with working out, fitness, and bodybuilding. I think if I had, it would have carried over. Right. I'm sure the athleticism and growing up in that kind of scenario and being more sports oriented helped me achieve a more muscular physique. Just because while my body was developing, I was playing sports instead of sitting down and being on the couch and playing video games and stuff like that. Right. So in that aspect, I'm sure it helped. But in terms of the discipline and the work ethic and all that stuff, I was just playing just to play. I wasn't very serious about it. Right. So all this stuff kind of developed once I had that circle around me who was ready to mold me and kind of show me what I could achieve if I just put my head to it. Right. And being in a training studio where we had a bodybuilding team of 20, 25, 30 people that we would train and get ready for shows. Like that was our life. Like all we did was eat, sleep, and lift and think about bodybuilding and get ready for this show. So it was easy to be on prep a year round for 4, 5, 6 years because that's everybody I knew was doing it. Right. And that setup, now that I'm not in that environment anymore, has carried over. It's easy for me to be in prep year round now, even if I don't have anybody else around me doing it, just because that's my life now.
Yes, just a way of life.
Yeah. So that has nurtured me more than my sport life early on.
I got you. So now we're gonna get a little more detailed. Now for you,
yes,
meal prep.
Yes.
So
the holy grail of bodybuilding.
I mean, how important is your meal prep getting ready for this show?
So everybody, well, not everybody, but you'll see this a lot, and it'll be a meme or a saying that says it's 70% diet and 30% exercise. I like that idea because it does put a lot of emphasis on the nutrition,
right?
But it's 100% of both. And what I like about the sport of bodybuilding is it's not a on-off sport. You're either on it all the time,
yes,
or you're not on it at all.
Yes.
If you want to be successful in the sport, you can do it and kind of half-ass it and be kind of in it and kind of not.
Right.
But your physique will show.
Yes.
That's what you're going to have, a half-ass physique.
Right.
So when you are able to really hunker down and focus and prep your food the way you're supposed to prep it, and make sure that you don't have an option to be off prep, which is where a lot of people fail. They'll prep their food for 3 or 4 days and they're like, all right, I'm good. And then Friday hits and the boys want to go out or the girls want to go out, and you're like, all right, well, I eat breakfast and lunch real good, but I'll skip my 4th meal because I know we're going to go out to dinner tonight. We're going to have drinks and stuff like that. So I just won't eat that, right, and I'll get all my calories from this. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
You got to be 100% all the time.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I love about bodybuilding, is that it just teaches you how to operate outside the box a little bit.
Right.
And it just has a ripple effect in so many other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
So your meal prep it's the pinnacle, and it's the ultimate of what you should be focusing on if you decide to do a bodybuilding competition. And if you're not deciding to do a bodybuilding competition, even if you're just trying to change the way you look, you don't like the way you look, whether you want to grow or whether you want to lose body fat, or you want to just alter your body composition, your muscle to fat ratio, all that starts with your nutrition.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, you want to change the way you look, change the way you eat. My workouts don't change at all throughout my entire prep.
Right.
Not at all. People think, oh, you're going to start lifting lighter and doing some higher rep calisthenic stuff when you get closer to the show. Nope. No. I'm still picking up 600 pounds off the ground. I'm squatting 5 and change. My workouts are exactly the same. My food just changes.
Yeah, exactly, man. I had a chance to meet Ronnie Coleman. And,
the king.
Yeah, but this was after he, I think he already had 1 surgery. Yeah. So, I actually I took a picture with him. I actually look almost bigger than him in the picture. But and it's so crazy. And we was talking about that, and he said, man, people always think because you're getting ready for a show, you start training heavy. Yeah. And he was like, you train heavy all year. Yeah. He said you don't work your way up to, if it's like you said, the 600-pound deadlift or the 405 on the incline, to stop doing it because you got a show coming. Yeah. He was like, if you still feel strong getting ready for the show,
you still got to push.
Keep training strong, because that's what your body is used to. Right. And if you and at the end of the day, if you don't, you will look smaller.
Exactly. You'll deteriorate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Your muscles will start to atrophy.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and like I say, the only thing changes is the diet. Yeah. Are you in the calorie surplus or are you in the calorie deficit? Exactly. That's the only thing that really changes. Exactly. But the training is consistent. Yeah. It's just consistent training. So I think and that's the difference between what I think people who like to work out and your competitors and bodybuilders. In fact, if you meet a lot of old school bodybuilders, they don't even consider you a bodybuilder until you've done a competition. Yeah, they just consider you somebody that like to work out. So, you gotta experience it, because right now, if you've never bodybuilded before, if you've never done a show before, I'm 2 weeks out from my show. So when you get real close, you're in a very large deficit. Yes. Compared to what you were eating, months prior. Yes. So you're tired. Yep. You're hungry. You're miserable. Yeah. Your body is just feels fatigued. Yeah. It almost feels like you have the flu, like year round, like you're that weak. Yeah. But the mental challenge comes into play when you go into the gym. You still have to move that weight. You still got to do the workouts the exact same pace, the same amount of weight, the same intensity, the same rest periods as you would as if you had a full meal and your full calories as you did before. So that part to me is my favorite part, and I like that challenge of saying, I know I don't have it in me right now, but I'm gonna have it in me. I'm gonna find it, right, and then get it through the workout. Well, I can be a witness. I saw this guy on his back day go to the hammer strength back machine, and there was no more room for 45 plates. No more room for 45 plates. He was pushing it with probably close to, I don't know, maybe 5 to 6% body fat. And But that's what it takes to etch out that detail.
Exactly.
That's what it's going to take. You want that grainy, detailed look. You know, low calories, heavy weight.
Yeah. Full range of motion.
Full range of motion. Contractions. All the whole 9 yards.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's fun. It's fun, man. So, take us through the average day of meals for you currently right now?
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, let's give us example of three meals. You know, I'm sure you're somewhere in the range of 6 to 7 a day. But
I'm at 5 right now.
5, okay. So tell us what 3 of those meals are.
I mean, I can go through them all real fast because they're real simple.
Take your time with it. Go ahead.
First meal is 1 whole egg, 400 grams of egg whites. Right now, it's just changed today, actually, to 48 grams of oats. Meal 2 is 166 grams of chicken, 105 grams of rice, 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Meal 3 and 4, no olive oil on the second meal. Meal 3 and 4, 166 grams of chicken, no rice, 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Fifth meal is 200 grams of Atlantic salmon, 150 grams of veggies, and then if I work out that day, because I have 2 rest days, if I work out that day, my post-workout meal is 45 grams of whey protein isolate. I'm sorry, animal-based protein isolate. No whey for me. I don't like milk-based stuff.
Okay.
67 grams of oats and 75 grams of banana.
Okay.
Those are all my meals for the day.
Wow.
Every single day, day in, day out.
Wow.
Start eating at 9 a.m. Stop eating at probably 10 p.m.
Okay.
Now, my off season, quote unquote off season,
right.
I try to fit in 7 meals.
Okay.
And I start eating at 5 a.m. And probably finish around the same time, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people go sideways that are trying to grow, because I know you've heard this question a thousand times. You actually just talked about it. Yeah, I'm trying to put on some size, man, and I just can't seem to put on any size. And the first question you ask, well, what are you eating?
What are you eating?
I eat everything. Do you eat everything though? What'd you have for breakfast today? Oh, well, I ain't get a chance to eat.
Yeah, I eat breakfast, right?
Right. So you're not eating everything, because when you're a hard gainer, you don't have an opportunity to be hungry. Like you can't have your body be hungry, because your body's just gonna snap and start eating at muscle tissue.
Yep.
Because you already don't have the body fat on you to provide energy to your body to just self-sustain itself.
Right.
So it's gonna start eating at muscle tissue, because muscle takes calories just to exist.
Exactly.
So the more muscle you have on you, the less your body wants to hold it, is if you're not supplementing that with actual food.
Right.
So when you're trying to grow, you need to just eat everything. I'm in the neighborhood of 7,500 to 8,500 calories a day.
Wow.
To put on size.
Yeah.
And that's because, like I said before, I naturally sit at about 155, 160 pounds. At my heaviest this year, I was 240.
Wow, okay.
And I was eating 8,000 calories a day to do it.
That's some good weight right there, man.
That's some good weight. It's the heaviest I've ever been.
That's some good weight.
I was kind of happy there.
Man, it's crazy. I went back when I was training. I met this guy. We became really, really good friends. And I met him. He was 6'2", and the heaviest he ever been, he told me, was 40, 50 pounds.
Oh, wow.
He played basketball in high school, but super muscular, just no mass.
Yeah.
And so he was like, man, I need to put on weight. Anything I told him to do, he did it.
Yeah.
And so the weight started coming, and it was crazy. He was such a hard gainer that I literally had him eating a bag of rice a day.
Yeah.
Whatever. I said, listen, whatever, he didn't really cook. So whatever, his girlfriend or mom or grandma, I say, get that food.
Yep.
Get that pot food. Then I want you to wash it down with a 40-gram protein shake with every meal.
Get the calories.
Yeah, I said, this the biggest thing, because everything you eat it's burning up, it's evaporating in your body. And man, I'm proud to say, after working with this guy, becoming friends, after a year, he was over 200. He got to like 215.
Good for him.
So and to see somebody, and so it gets harder as you become an adult to put this kind of weight on.
Yeah.
And man, but to see him change over the course of a year from 150s to like 215, it was ridiculous. It was just like, this is crazy, man. But it's if you you eat the meals.
Yep.
You're counting the calories. You know, you're timing it. It's going to come. It's not going to happen overnight. Like I said, this took a year for him.
Yeah, it's consistency.
Yes. You just got to be consistent. You know, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out.
And
you know,
I think the biggest problem for a lot of people is they want it to happen overnight.
Yep.
They want to eat well for 5 days and then go back on the scale and be like, yes, I put on 5 pounds. Sweet. If I keep doing this for the next week, I'm going to be, over the next month, I'm going to be 20 pounds heavier.
right.
I'm going to put on 100 pounds this year.
Right,
it doesn't work like that.
No.
On average, you might put on 5 pounds a year, like solid muscle.
Exactly.
And it's just that. So it'll look bigger than that, but in terms of actual muscle that you put on, 5 pounds is a good number to hit.
Yeah.
And having the foresight to know that this is a long-term game and not a short-term game will help you so much in the long run, because you won't be disappointed if the scale doesn't move that week.
Right.
Because a lot of times it won't.
Man, I used to tell people, don't look at the scale.
Yeah.
I said, you just stick to the plan.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause you're going to start going to that scale every day. I was like, I said, relax. I said, just relax.
It'll come.
It'll come. We'll check the scale every couple of weeks.
Yep.
You know, and like, if I'm training that person, I can tell what's going on just by looking at them anyway.
Yep.
You know, as their strength going up, is it going down?
Don't you love that? They hate it too. I love it. I had clients walk into the gym and they be doing workouts. I'd be like, "What'd you eat yesterday?" And they're like, I had cakes.
Yeah.